Hi, my name is Jim Berrong, and I'm one of your fellow members here at CSLDallas. And I've been invited to talk to you and share my opinion and experience on why I pledge and why I do this every year. Well, I'll break it down into three things. First of all, I pledge because I think it's the right thing to do. My experience around it has been multifold good, and it's something that helps me in my life in every aspect of my life. All this is beyond what I actually guessed would have happened. But I started small. I started here at the center 14 years ago, became active very quickly. And I was, sporadically putting some money in the basket. I mean, sporadically, and those were small donations. Well, then I really got into understanding what tithing is all about and pledging. Okay, a spiritual practice, fine. So I started and made it very easy on myself. I mean, I did not notice that money going out. And I learned that that was a good way to start because it wasn't hurting me. It was good, and I felt good doing it. So that was a good start for me anyway. And then I got to the point after, and I'll guess it's around the third year, something like that, maybe in the second year, is that I really started listening more and paying more attention to what this was about as a spiritual practice. And I went to that point of making it, I'll say, painful, where I knew it was coming out. It was the 10%. But I mean, I knew it was coming out. When I put it out there, and I found out it's not in the budget necessarily, because it's not an expense. It's certainly not an expense. It's an investment. So I took that as an investment in starting off with myself, because I was going to learn what this is like to give at that level. And then it was an investment in the community. So help to support the community that I had gained so much from already in terms of learning knowledge, developing my spiritual sense and how I walk in the world and experience life. Because science of mind, it is a way of life. I mean, it's a science, it's a philosophy, but boy, is it a way of life in such a big, beautiful way. So I did that. And intentionally, I would write the checks out, and I did it every week to make sure I was getting into a habit or routine. So I wanted that discipline in my life. Well, that you've heard this before, but all of a sudden, my financial world relaxed and opened up, and things were coming in more easily, I guess you might say, and with less concern. I knew it was fun to get the point that through that year, it started to happen. And it's, I just go to that place of gratitude then and go, my gosh, this stuff really works. And it felt so good though. So what I noticed, I was doing this, and I've kept up doing it. And there's some years I've had to pull back. Income wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And I'll take that as, in my consciousness, a shift that was not in an abundant way. So I made it smaller. Or one year I made it up the next year, and I didn't give as much the next year to balance off that past year. So I made it work. So I was still a good steward of my cash flow, my financial aspects of life. But I'm telling you, what happened is it gave me focus and clarity, not just around my financial matters and relaxing around them, but it also helped in other aspects of my life. Because I think, as we all know, is that when you take something on and you do it well, or you're progressing it, whatever the words might be, is that filters out into every aspect of our lives, into personal relationships, into business, into my community at CSLDallas, and just absolutely every single thing. And so I recognized that. I keep a gratitude journal and wrote down those things. I went, oh, I wanted to really pay attention to that and see where I was being fed. And it was just such a beautiful thing. So I still pledge, and there are years and my income's higher than what I thought it might be. And that's always a balance between, am I going to the spiritual sense and believing in abundance and opening up, and then I give more. But what I do is I do it. I don't do it by auto pledge. I did that one year, and I actually didn't like doing it that way. I was losing that connection that's so important. So I actually write the check out, or do through the website, and put my money in that way, my pledge in that way. I don't like to call it money actually, but my pledge around financial matters. And so I'm very conscious of what I'm doing, very aware, and it feels so good. It feels good to be able to do it, to know I can do it, that it's helping the community. It's helping myself, because what you give, you receive. It's a beautiful cycle. And it's even the bigger thing is that when we hold conscious and do well, it radiates outside of us. I see that more and more all the time. But I look like it's our circulatory system, is that we take in oxygen, we just take it, it's there for the taking. we use it well in our bodies, and then we give back carbon dioxide. Well, carbon dioxide is why vegetation lives. It takes in the carbon dioxide and gives us back oxygen. It's that whole cycle of life, but this one's in financial matters. And financial matters are so personal to us. So especially to me, well, not especially to me, but it is. And so once that I opened up around that, it just opens up so much more. So this is an invitation to all of you who are pledging and maybe want to have stopped, slow down or something, you want to kick it back up again. For those of you who have not done it yet, to start doing it in some very comfortable manner based on my experience. And for those of you who are doing it, maybe kick it up a notch. But I tell you, I can be real selfish about this and say, this is for me, but I also know that it's beyond that because it's Spirit working through me. And that is just, it's flowing through me. And so there's really no end to it. It's abundance. And boy, does it show up in every way, shape, and form. Plus, it's really good to see the center vibrant and helping everybody else, helping you and people we haven't seen yet come in and help them through their spiritual development. So I don't know if I can say any more than that to encourage you and support you and maybe just affirm you or excite you about pledging and taking that on as one of those adult things to do. And the payback in every way, shape, and form has been wonderful. It's a big part of my life. I would never not do it. To me, it's no different than eating, breathing, exercising. It's just that part of life. It's the spiritual part we can't see and touch, but boy, is it real. It is so real. So I hope this was of some interest to you. And I wish you well, and I wish you well in your tithing and pledging. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.